Chapter 2. The Call from Heaven. Jeanne said nothing about her first encounter with Saint Michael for many days. From early morning until the sun sank behind the hills of Domremy, she sat silently by the well, her fingers tracing the small wooden rosary beads from her mother, her lips whispering endless prayers. Her eyes were as deep as the well's water in March, clear, profound, and stirred by something rising from within. Saint Michael returned a second time, not alone. With him were Saint Catherine of Alexandria and Saint Margaret. They appeared not with fanfare or thunder, but like the light at the horizon when night fades, gentle yet undeniable. This time Jeanne was not afraid. She knelt, her hands clasped so tightly they turned pale, her heart brimming with fervor. "I hear you," she whispered. "Tell me what I must do." The voice resounded in her mind, yet seemed to echo through the heavens and earth. They told her, "God has heard the cries of France. Charles, the true son of France, has not yet been anointed. You, Jeanne, are his instrument. Go to Charles. Take him to Reims. And before that, liberate Orléans." Orléans, the name had never rung so clearly. It tolled like a great bronze bell in her heart. The city was under siege by the English. If it fell, all of southern France would crumble. But how could a girl who could barely lift a sword break the encirclement of warriors who had razed entire cities? In the years that followed, Jeanne was never the same. She no longer played with the other children. She did not cry when a sheep died or when the hens failed to lay. Each night, she knelt for hours in the small chapel, her head bowed so low that her hair fell over her shoulders like a hood. The village of Domremy looked at her with strange eyes. They whispered, "That girl sleepwalks? She talks to the wind? Or could she be possessed?" But when Jeanne began healing a lame horse by laying her hands on its leg and reciting a prayer, the whispers shifted. She is the chosen one. At 16, war drew closer than ever. Burgundian and English soldiers pillaged nearby villages. Domremy was partially burned, and Jeanne's family fled to the neighboring village of Neufchâteau. The sight of loved ones, an old mute man beaten, a frail girl driven off like a sheep, felt like a blade twisting in Jeanne's chest. But it did not make her tremble. It only made the voice grow louder. "The time has come," Saint Michael said. "Go now, to Vaucouleurs. Seek Robert de Baudricourt. He will help you reach Charles." Vaucouleurs was a small fortress, over 30 miles of forest paths from Domremy. Jeanne had no money, no horse, no sword. Only a faith so fierce it made every obstacle fade. Her parents objected. Her father, furious, slammed his fist on the table, declaring he would rather drown his daughter in the river than let her go to war like a madman. Jeanne looked at him, neither crying nor arguing. Then she packed a few pieces of bread, borrowed her brother's brown tunic, and set out. At Vaucouleurs, Jeanne stood before the fortress gate on a bitterly cold day. She knocked. The guards laughed. "What does this girl want?" "Flour. I am here to see Commander Robert de Baudricourt," she said, her voice resolute. "Tell him God has sent me to save France." They roared with laughter, and the gate slammed shut. But one guard, Jean de Metz, lingered, watching her a moment longer. Days later, he found her sleeping in the village church. "Do you truly believe what you say?" Jeanne did not answer. She placed her hand over her heart, where it beat like a war drum. "If you love France, take me to Robert. I ask only for a conversation. Robert de Baudricourt was a practical, stern nobleman. He had seen too many claim to be chosen prophets or messengers of God. He looked at Jeanne as if she were a jest but allowed her to speak.